Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Madness Collective. I am Crescent. My co-host is Antoine. What's
Hey.
up? What's up? And our guest co-host tonight. We working on that. So, Ife, singer, songwriter, entrepreneur, accessories designer. Ife, usually in the chat, joining us. Hey, girl, this is your first time. Aw. I just got a sign
Yes.
that said Ife's camera probably has a low something. I'm like, this damn platform. They don't like us. They don't like us, Antoine. Okay, sorry. Hey, if you're tuning in for the first time, we recap the weeks, days, hours, headlines best we can. So, we just doing what we can out here, okay? Just trying to do the work for the people. What did you say? You used to say something, Antoine. For the people. It's for the people.
Oh yeah, I do
What
it
was
for the
it?
people.
Doing it for the
Legendary
people.
commentary for the people.
That's
Yeah.
it. There we go. There we go. Okay, so tonight, Reesa Teesa's ex-husband did an interview with TMZ because, of course, he did. Charlamagne called Reesa Teesa a big back, and people are responding to that fat phobic bullshit. Puffy is back in the press again for criminal reasons again. I wonder if he's purchased a home in Bali yet, because I think he should. Drake is still caping for Tory. Madonna included a photo of Luther Vandross during her AIDS tribute, and his family said, "Nah, girl, no, take that shit down." Clarence Thomas takes cooning to new heights. Tish James delightfully shady Twitter post regarding Trump's bigly fraud fee. I love her. Also in Georgia, where another Black woman is fighting a good fight. Up to date regarding updates regarding the hearing. And then actually where we learned from Nathan's former law partner and friend who speculated about what he knew. With friends like these, Biden clearly won Michigan, but the uncommitted count is getting attention. And Don Lemon's CNN payday. Also, we're not going to talk in depth about this, but this happened today. McConnell is planning to step down from leadership. Fucking devil. And then some real fuck shit, terrible ass news from Supreme Court today. So we gonna mention it, but we ain't going depth about it until like Friday. All that moral this episode of Madness Collective. How y'all? Hey. Okay. Hi, Ife. Welcome to the seats. Okay, let's see. Look, comments. Now I'll be like happy to make sure we got the comments. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Whew. What's up? Okay,
Wait, can I? Oh, there they are. Are they going to pop up for me? The comments
Yeah.
pop up. Is that how?
When I click on them, they'll
Okay.
pop up. You'll see them that way.
Hey.
Yes. Chavez in the chat.
Okay.
What's up? What's up? Hey, Callum. Look at you getting love, Ife. What's up? What's up? Aw, look at the Melissa. Danielle. Hey, Danielle. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So where we at? Where we starting
Go
out?
right at home. Right at home.
You should.
Yeah. We got, we pulling up malicious. Okay, we gonna kick this off with
my bandwidth.
Pathological liar threatens lawsuit. So we talked about Reesa Teesa. I don't even know what day. Was that Monday? Was that Friday? I don't even know what day we talked about it.
Yeah, don't try and figure the days out. They all run together at this point.
We lost Ife for a second.
I'm sure she'll be back.
Okay.
There she is.
Okay. So we now know Reesa Teesa's ex-husband's name, which is Jerome McCoy. And we know this because he has made himself known. Okay. I mean, that's how I know it. Some other TikToker and people may have found him on their own, but let me take this off. So he did an interview with TMZ yesterday. And he claimed that all the stories that are being shared by Reesa, his ex, are completely false. And he is debating on whether or not he's going to take legal action, y'all. So just as a quick reminder, and I'm not even going to the depth of it because it's too much, but she dated and married a pathological liar, narcissist, crazy man. So when she discovered that he had allegedly been using a fake social security number, and upon further investigation, she discovered his real identity. So the background check revealed that he had felony charges for trespassing and impersonating an officer. Okay, so again, he had felony charges for trespassing and impersonating an officer, but he said she lying. Oh, you the one with charges. So
don't we all have a past?
Ife, you got a past? I don't know. Ife, that laugh. I don't know. You may have a past or not. I don't know. Oh, okay, God. I think this delay is like, okay. No comment. Got it. Okay. So he claims that all this publicity is negatively, yeah. He claims all this publicity is negatively impacting his public relations job, which he claims is at a hospital. So he said his employer is exploring whether or not legal action should be taken because all this, publicity is like negatively affecting them. First of all, do you really actually have a job and is it at a hospital? Because I don't believe none of that shit. So wrapping this up, so Reesa spoke to his brother Chris, and he claimed that they don't get along because he's a pathological liar. And he said he hadn't spoken to his sibling since the death of their father years ago. And at the funeral, he got into a nasty fight with this other ex-wife that fucked up their relationship. Also, according to him, hear me out, Jerome was previously diagnosed with bipolar disorder and schizophrenia as a child, and he refused to take his medication as he entered adult life. So he said before passing, their parents tried to do everything in their power to get him some psychiatric help, to no avail. So
I don't know when it became okay to start publicly exposing people's medical conditions. This is the second time in as many weeks that we've discussed this. Monique and her daddy did the same thing to her son. Just say he has some issues, but don't specifically be talking about what somebody's medical. Again, don't we got HIPAA laws against this shit?
I think in this instance, Antoine, and here's the thing, but for him coming forward and saying, you lying, I'm suing you, she probably wouldn't have.
Yeah, I mean, I was telling my mother the other day, I was like, I don't know that she ain't made some of this shit up to embellish it. I don't know this lady. I don't know her. And look. She isn't the most credible witness considering all the shit she did in the beginning of this, what we'll call journey. Yeah. Considering all that, I'm not gonna say I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, because I did see, y'all know he been posting videos. He's been giving people love advice. Have y'all seen any of the videos?
No.
On TikTok. And the comment section is litty as fuck.
Oh my God.
One of the videos, he clearly is suffering from either psoriasis or some form of dermatitis.
Okay.
And he's got all these white spots and it just looks really bad. He's just talking like everything is fine. So based on what I saw in that video, he doesn't seem mentally stable, but I don't know this man.
Mobe said somebody dropped the link to his channel. He got a channel now.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Ife, I don't know, are you, because it's still giving me a signal. She keeps disappearing. Is she disappearing from YouTube?
Yeah, okay. She keeps disappearing.
I don't know if she should go out and come back in or not again. Well, that's actually clear. So I've seen you.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah. Hey, girl, hey. Ife. Oh, nope. Okay. Okay. So he's giving advice? I'm sorry. I gotta just come back to that. Like what?
Yeah. He at one point he's like, I would say when you first start a relationship or whatever, you gotta let them know what it is your needs are or whatever. And I'm watching him. I'm like, it's pure comedy. I so wish I could show.
Oh no.
I typed in his name. I think I typed in Legion because I believe his username, he's going with the name Legion, I think it's his username.
Copyright? Look, I'd be like, you owe me for that. I'm the one that came up with the name, nigga, not you.
Yeah, also, he's not well when you see the video. And
so I'll say this. When he first said she's the one who's lying, I gave myself pause, right? Lawyer in me was like, okay, take a second, because I've been duped before. Jussie Smollett. I'm
the gay Tupac, nigga. Gay Tupac.
Saying it, nigga.
I'm gay Pac. Gay Pac.
Okay. Let me focus. So, but then I was like, no, you're the one whose family's cut your ass off, right? You're the one who made up all this whole other fucking existence. So I'm sorry, I got to go back and ride with her. You, sir, have zero credibility. Okay, Let's try again. Yes, Chavez, I mentioned Jussie. And no, look, Callum said privacy doesn't exist anymore. I mean, once you jump your ass on social media, nope, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's true.
Ife, you with us? Is it working now? We might have to have Ife back on Friday.
So can you hear me?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. It's going in and out.
Oh,
I think when we
gosh.
went live, the signal just got even worse than it was beforehand. Evie Mucks don't like us, and we gonna get
We do. We do the what's that song T-Pain got? Is it with DJ Khaled? Is we the opposite. All we do is win. What's the name? What's that
All we
song?
do is lose.
Yes,
Even know. Yay! Yes, Ife is rocking Franklin.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Ife, I didn't know if you wanted to comment on the first story
Yay.
though about the ex.
You gotta watch the special on Apple Plus about him.
It's gonna be slow. It's gonna be slow. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to do. So moving on, still talking about the Reesa Teesa stuff because Charlamagne Nim. Okay, let me see how I want to. Okay, so Breakfast Club, which we don't watch anymore, but we catch snippets, and he decided he wanted to chime in on the Reesa Teesa story. So here's what he said. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I hear a lot of big back behavior. Does she have a big back? Jess says she do give Sheila, who was driving up the mountain. Charlamagne says Sheila was beautiful though. Jess says, no. You talking about the big bag, not the face. Charlamagne, in a situation like this, some of you big backs, y'all got to stop being so thirsty for a man. There is a man out there for you. This woman believed all this because she wanted to believe all this. Big back beliefs isn't like everybody else's belief. She said it herself. He said everything I wanted to hear. She wanted to believe whatever was coming out of his mouth because she wanted a man so bad. T.S. Madison, which Antoine, you might want to elaborate about who T.S. Madison is, but she, felt some kind of way about those comments, as do I, and as did a lot of people. Sadly, not in his chat, but whatever, in the comments. But T.S. Madison said, big bag people, including me, y'all letting Charlamagne get away with that, or we caving his face in. Antoine.
Clearly in jest, when the self-deprecation meant she was joking. And what Jess and Charlamagne attempted to do, they tried to use that as a smokescreen to then go in on T.S. Madison. And to be fair, they were not talking about T.S. Madison, but the irony in this situation is that T.S. Madison, a transgender woman, was standing up for the plus-size cisgender black woman that Jess and Charlamagne were making fun of. Now, previously, Jess, and I believe there's there may even be a tweet for that. I'll leave that on the screen. So,
okay, so let me read it. The irony is T.S. Madison was sticking up for a black, fat, biological woman after Charlamagne was talking shit, and Jess, Miss Protect Black Women, was joining in on the jokes against Reesa Teesa. That's the gag. And now y'all stand with Jess and her transphobia.
Right. So a year previously, Jess hilarious. And I don't know if y'all know, she's been in a lot of hot water over the past year. It's up and down, up and down. So about a year ago, she kind of went on this rant where she was saying, black men, y'all need to protect black women and blah, 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 blah. And when you can't say that and then make fun of a plus-size black woman that was traumatized by a nigga that lied to her from the second she met him. So, they're trying to, they basically were trying to say, well, TS, wasn't nobody talking to you, blah, 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 blah. So, they tried to focus, like I said again, on the cave your face in thing that she was joking about. So, at some point, the other thing you guys have to remember, because this runs a little deep, when she made the comment about black men having to protect black women, a few months later, she commented on something that a transgender woman posted online.
Okay.
What this transgender woman posted, she said, cisgender women, you don't have a monopoly on periods and childbirth. You don't have a monopoly on it. Now, the reason the woman said that was in response to someone saying, yeah, you could call yourself transgender woman, whatever. You're not a real woman. You're not one of us. So she basically was saying, because the argument that a lot of, and please understand, when I use the term cisgender, it is when we are speaking about transgender women, so no one is confused about who I'm referring to. So, because a lot of people get a hair up their ass about that one. Why we got to be cisgender? Why we can't just be women? Yeah, if we're not talking about transgender women, you are just referred to as a woman. So, the response she made was someone basically said, you're not a real woman. You can't push out no babies and you don't have a period. And the transgender woman was basically trying to say having a period and pushing out a baby is not the criteria necessary to define someone as a woman. Okay. That's why she made the statement that she made. She was saying that a transgender man can have a period. A transgender man can have a baby. So she basically was saying, stop trying to define womanhood as periods and pushing out babies. It's way more complicated than that and nuanced. So when this transgender woman said this, Just Hilarious said this, and I'm going to play it for you guys. Here we go. So
you can take us back to 2. Oh, there was no sound. They couldn't hear the audio.
They couldn't?
Oh, God. Danielle and Karen are saying no sound. And we can, Ife's gonna come back on Friday.
Okay. So, Crescent, did you hear the sound?
I could hear it, yes.
Oh, God. So if you heard it
Karen, Danielle said no.
Okay, sorry, y'all. So essentially, God damn it.
You can switch us to the 2.
Yeah, let me switch over right now. Okay. Sorry, Ife. So essentially, Just Hilarious responded to the transgender woman who made those comments, and she basically said transgender women are mentally insane. And she said that we were born with the parts that you wish you could have, and just went on and on and on in reference to the comments that the transgender woman made when somebody said she wasn't a real woman. So at the end of the day, what's extremely frustrating about this is that people are trying to make this into a contest. Mm-hmm. Transgender women are not pretending that they can give birth and have periods. They are a different type of woman. That's why we refer to them as transgender women. Just like, it happens with gay men as well. I've heard people in my family say things about gay. Well, a real man wouldn't let blah, blah, blah do that to them, or a real man wouldn't engage in that type of questionable activity, saying that you're not a man if you're a homosexual, which isn't true. So, yeah, unfortunately within our communities, because in the clip that I tried to play, it was from the Ricky Smiley show where they were debating it.
Okay.
And one of the women on the Ricky Smiley show was saying, but they're not equal. It's not equal. Nobody said anything was equal. And
I have a question comment, but what kills me is, was there anyone who, I don't know, is an expert in this field as part of this conversation?
Absolutely not. And that is that's the last part I'm going to say. I'm going to read off some statistics to you guys. What is so mind-blowing to me is that transgender people make up about 1% of of the American population. Okay, since we are speaking specifically about transgender women, you split that in half. So you're talking about a half of a percentage.
True.
Most people walking around have never even interacted with a transgender person.
True.
I'm gay and I have one transgender person's phone number in my phone, and we're not even friends. We're associates. We knew each other at a bar. So this idea that womanhood is being stolen is ridiculous. And the fact that, Jess said, who stands up for us? Nobody has to stand up for you when it comes to womanhood. People need to stand up for you when it comes to civil rights. And
IVF in Alabama.
A million other things. But nobody's out here saying you're not a woman. And, you have this person echoing what I said last week. you have someone who is dealing with a psychological disorder where their perception of themselves doesn't match their, you know, what they were born with biologically. And it's recognized. Doctors recognize this disorder. So they go on a journey to try and find some level of authenticity to make basically those two things match. And for someone who has been marginalized, for a black woman who has been marginalized, who knows what that feels like, to point at someone else who is on their journey, to downplay that as insignificant and to try and disenfranchise them, speak to them as if their journey is not meaningful and has no value, is disgusting. So I'm going to read a couple statistics to you. Transgender people are 4 times more likely than cisgender people to experience violent victimization, including rape, sexual assault, and aggravated or simple assault, according to a study by the Williams Institute of UCLA School of Law. In addition, households with a transgender person had higher rates of property victimization than cisgender households. A recent U.S. study shows that 82% of people who identify as transgender said they considered killing themselves. 40% have attempted suicide, with the highest number of suicides among trans youth. So that's not even discussing the fact that black transgender women get it even worse than their white counterparts. And when you can't afford gender affirming care, it's very difficult to get work. So a lot of these women end up having to go into sex work because their families won't allow them to live with them. Jesus. You take all these things, this trauma. If you can't afford gender affirming care, your wig ain't right, your makeup ain't right, you walking down the street, niggas calling you a man, you're being re-traumatized because for a financial reason. So I say all this because when Jess says when people, and particularly when niggas make comments like this, it is activating that base of people who don't believe that these people have value, and that is disgusting. So you are making their lives more difficult by spewing out this hatred. And, I'm familiar with it because they do the same thing to to people who are black and gay as well, but transgender people even get it worse. So that's why I can't stand for any of this stuff.
It's the same issue. So it's two distinct issues. Honestly, like Jess's comments about transgender women and Charlamagne's comments about plus size women. He tried to act like him talking about big back wasn't a big deal. Like, right? Like either in the next segment or the next show, he's like, I don't understand why everybody like saying they got something to say about me talking about big backs. Nigga, it's fat phobic, right? Like it's a plus size woman and you act like because she's plus size is the reason why she wanted to be in a relationship. Like skinny bitches get cheated on too, okay? Hey, Beyonce and Jay-Z, nigga, like, okay, like, I mean.
Being big is not a prerequisite to desperation. Trust. Trust. So, it's women out here who are beautiful who have no confidence and niggas take advantage of them. Unfortunately, no woman should be taken advantage of, but being big, there are big confident women. Jill Scott is one of them. Lizzo is one of them. They out here getting men just like the skinny ones are. So it's not a prerequisite.
At all, right? Exactly. Like cute girls get caught up in some dumb shit too. Okay. Cute skinny girls get caught up in some dumb shit. So again, your commentary, as Antoine just lovely laid out with regard to the transgender situation, is just equally ignorant, talking about plus size women. And then you got people in the comments on their videos cheering this shit. Kikiing. Like, why y'all sensitive? It's just jokes. But now you got people making TikToks about big back behavior. And further, look, this woman, say what you want to about her experience. She's sharing it to give y'all some motherfucking lessons, okay?
Yes.
Take heed on what the hell happened to her. And so now she out here being clowned even further, talking about big back bullshit. I cannot. And y'all, again, the platforms y'all have, it's irresponsible. It's trifling. It's immature. It's evil. It's ignorant. Terrible.
You have such a marginalized group of people that, and what I think is really sad is that people don't realize that they're being used as political pawns. it's real easy to take this small group of people. I mean, it's been in the front of the news cycle. It feels like it's died down a little bit, but niggas are keeping it alive.
Of course.
But such a small group of people, being put at the forefront of the news cycle, and it just draws, it's just making their lives more. Just let them live their lives. But one other thing that Jess did, when I guess T.S. Madison clapped back, and Jess says to T.S. Madison, don't call my friends trying to have a conversation with me to fix this. It's over with. You don't be saying you my sister. You are not my sister. And then she said, you ain't even my brother either. You knew what she meant by that.
Of course.
You knew what she meant by that. So luckily Maddie has thick skin. That's gonna go in one ear and out the other. But that's the whole thing. It's just like, you don't know when to fall back. It's just it's just sad to me when people show no empathy for people who are going through trauma.
Right.
Particularly when you know good and well what it is, because you're a black woman. I know you've been traumatized. So don't pass the buck.
No.
Don't continue to pass the buck. And last thing, I can talk about this for hours, but it is interesting that Crescent and I were discussing this previously. It's interesting how Charlamagne and DJ Envy constantly make gay jokes on that platform. I couldn't believe that they picked Jess to be the third driver at the wheel.
I can.
It was so odd to me, because now I'm like, damn, now I know what Angela Yee, I know why Angela Yee was there.
Not only
Like,
is
she
there
buffered
no
it.
check, no, right. Not only is there no check on their commentary, she's 100% in. Like, she's fully encouraging it, if not like taking the charge with it. Because again, the comments that I saw, people were like, "Oh man, yeah, just keep it 100." She tell it like it is, like literally bigging up this commentary. And again, it's look, I'm good and grown, but even before that, I wasn't raised that way. Love a good joke, love jokes. We got jokes. The shit we talk about, we try and find the humor in some of this real serious fuck shit. But some of this shit is just not funny. It's just not.
Right.
Like, we already, as black people, we already got enough shit we working against. And now you got other niggas out here talking reckless about what Antoine said, 1% of the population, plus size black women.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, it does speak to their, their audience eats that up, unfortunately. And we were discussing earlier, I can't read the comments on, I don't really watch the Breakfast Club regularly anymore. I watch it when they're in the news cycle, but when you go to the comments on Gossip and you go to the comments on the Breakfast Club, my God, it just feels like we're in the Stone Ages. Do any of you have a gay brother, a gay cousin? Do you get out of, where do you live? How isolated are you from the rest of the world? Everybody isn't necessarily like you, and that's okay. And there's no fear that has to be associated with that. Go out and meet people and learn that, it's not as scary as you think to have to live in a world with people who are other.
Antoine, again, it's the same thing with like talking about plus size people. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, and what is so, I almost want to say rotten or dead inside you, that this is the types of jokes that you are like doubling down on, leaning in on, acting like, oh, I don't understand why there's any pushback. Like, y'all too sensitive. But again, like, y'all are well paid, living good, skin glowing, makeup popping. You know what I mean? Like, your lives are good. So pick on somebody the fuck else. Hey, why don't y'all pick on some of these racist white people? How about that? And
I've mentioned this before, but again, part of the reason that this gets so many people on this side of the spectrum riled up is because they never celebrate us. We're never celebrated. That's why we can't take the jokes. If you celebrated us occasionally, we'd be able to laugh at ourselves with you. But you never do that. Whenever we are mentioned on your platform, it's to condemn us, make fun of us, make jokes about us, laugh at us, make us the butt of a joke. if you were not engaging in that type of activity and discourse on a consistent basis, we'd be able to laugh with you. But no, it's not funny at this point. At any rate.
Well, Danielle's comment says there was a great line on Pose about the most marginalized people will find a way to exert power over someone when they can't, or something like that, give or take.
Yes.
Yeah. So sorry, we got caught up in that.
Yeah.
To talk that long about it.
There's a homosexual on the show. It happens from time to time.
Oh, good. So Ife's the connectivity plus the platform being suspect. We're gonna try again on Friday. Okay.
Speaking of suspect.
Oh, is that our connection to Puffy?
I don't know. You said it, not me.
So Monday is when this headline dropped, and I was sent the link about it literally right before we went on the air, and I was like, I don't have time to dissect this, okay? So we're doing it right now. We're gonna do it right now. So Diddy is accused of sexual harassment and assault by a producer on his latest album. Rodney Lil Rod Jones is a producer who worked on Diddy's most recent album, is accusing him of sexually harassing, drugging, and threatening him over more than a year. Antoine, stop laughing. Stay focused. Okay. This is not funny. So Rodney lived and traveled with Puff from September 22nd to November 23rd, so about a year. He recorded hours of video and audio of Puff, his staff, and others engaged in this serious illegal activity. Not just illegal activity, but serious illegal activity. I was like, okay. So procuring sex workers, pressuring him into unwanted sex acts with said sex workers. Diddy would serve drinks laced with drugs. This young man has screenshots. Also, people mentioned in this in the filing, Justin Combs, who is 30 now. That is crazy to me.
Yeah.
So, chief of staff, Universal Music Group CEO, the former Motown Records CEO, and they're saying all these people work together with Puffy in a RICO enterprise that failed to adequately monitor, warn, or supervise the actions of Puffy, his son, and his chief of staff. So, no, I want to mention some more people. Let's see. A couple other things. He said that he was forced to work in Puffy's bathroom as Puffy showered naked in a glass enclosure. The chief of staff, so he was always constantly kind of touching him, groping him, fucking with him, trying to touch his ass, all these things. And when he complained about it, he said chief of staff was like, that's just friendly horseplay. You know, that's just Puffy's way of showing that he likes you. Sorry. So other people mentioned are Cuba Gooding Jr. And he says that Cuba was like, again, trying to grope him. And he thinks that Puffy was trying to groom him to be passed off to his friends, i.e. Cuba. Young Miami's cousin, was Miami sexually harass him. Also, one of Justin's friends was shot. So Justin and Puffy, the scene is described as such. Justin and Puffy went into a bathroom. A shot was fired. They came out and he saw this dude in there laying on the floor with like a gunshot wound. He said he went over to go help. And Puffy was like, no, just leave that alone. And when the police come, tell him he was shot in a drive-by. It's wild. So I was telling Antoine, I didn't read all of the lawsuit. I was skimming it. And as I'm skimming it, my mouth was just dropping open because there was a couple things. One, also Stevie J was mentioned, but turns out it wasn't Stevie J in the video that Puffy showed Rodney. It was this.
It was Knockout.
Who were they?
It was. Let me see if I can pull up a photo of Knockout because
his real name is D'Angelo Knockout Marquise.
Yeah. So so Knockout. Jesus Christ. Knockout is a he's a gay porn. Jesus, why is this not doing this? He's a gay porn performer.
I can see him.
Yeah. Wait, I'm gonna pull up a better picture of him.
Okay, wait. As we are showing pictures, can y'all hear us?
Can they hear us?
I don't know. No one said anything yet.
Okay, we'll just make sure. Yeah, I'm doing this on the fly because I thought it would be 3 people here. So at any rate, this is Knockout. The the video that the guy included in the, do we call it lawsuit? What do we call it, Crescent?
We can call it a lawsuit. We can do that.
Yeah. So the video he's alleging, where Stevie J is having sex with a man. It's not Stevie J. It's Knockout. Now, Knockout doesn't really look like Stevie J right here, but I've seen enough of his material where if you see him from a different angle, he does favor Stevie J. He got a big old dick too, a big old uncircumcised dick.
Jesus.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, this is what we dealing with. This is what we dealing with.
And this is relevant because, like I said, the lawsuit dropped on Monday, and everybody was like, talking. And then the fact that he said Diddy showed him a video of a man in a sexual act and said it was Stevie J. And he was like, he knows I idolize Stevie J. Turns out not Stevie J, this guy. But because of how the video was shown, it looked like, and he said it. He said, Puffy said that this was Stevie J. It was not, just to be clear. So that's not holding up to muster. And then there was something else that came out. He was saying Puffy and some other people in the entourage were having sex with underage girls. 2 of those women came forward and were like, we're not underage. So there's aspects of his story that are not entirely accurate. However, it is a very long, so as Tony noted, if you haven't seen the actual complaint, please read it. It's interesting reading, but one of the worst written complaints I've ever seen.
I was dying at the photo. I didn't know they included photos in complaints. I didn't know that was allowed.
Mad pictures in there. And that's what I was telling Antoine. So I was skimming it before we came on, and my mouth just was falling open because here's the thing. Yeah, aspects of it seem are clearly not accurate, but some of the stuff that he's alleging is a lot of stuff that Cassie was saying, right? This having him go pick up some sex workers, Puffy wanting to watch while he engaged with these sex workers. Like, that's the same shit Cassie said. Excuse me. And this producer, I haven't been able to figure out exactly how old he is, but he seems on the younger side, definitely younger than Puffy, like we're thinking maybe early 30s, right? Sorry, excuse me. So it's like, look, you're getting an opportunity to work with somebody you've seen as your idol, right? Like, I don't know if this was like a year ago, so Cassie's lawsuit hadn't dropped yet. But one person who said they read the entire thing was like, even if only 10% of this shit is true, it's more problematic than not. Adding on to all the other shit that's out there. Go ahead, Antoine.
Well, part of the problem too is I guess he's a slightly disgruntled employee because the same thing that Tiffany Red was saying, her accusations against Beyonce. He had a similar accusation against Diddy because I guess Lil Rod produced most of Diddy's latest project called Love. That's the one with Act Bad on it. So he came out and said, he's not getting publishing like he should because he wrote a bunch of the material. That accusation came before this lawsuit. So, the other funny thing that happened is DJ Academics entered the chat. He said he because him and Young Miami can't stand each other and they constantly beefing.
Mutual.
So he came out and said, yeah, Young Miami was out here procuring the talent and basically being the black Ghislaine Maxwell. And one of the things he said was, he said, imagine 50 niggas coming through the fuck while playing Act Bad on blast in the background. Gross. And as I heard, I just keep hearing JT go, never hustle backwards. Bitches can't ball like me. They need practice.
Oh my God.
It's an Act Bad summer twerking on a wave runner. Hey.
Oh my God.
Remember when Carisha had her show? When she was on there with Trina talking about, yes, I'm like, girl, you can't be saying, you have a son. Don't be talking about that shit publicly.
And you remember Trina's face was like, I'm sorry, what now?
Yes.
And look, Trina bad bitch. She original bad bitch, right? Like, been in the game streets for a minute. She was like, okay, well, what? Like, also, I don't want to know all that. I don't want to know all that. Again,
Trina was giving, I mean, I might pee on a nigga, but I ain't letting a nigga pee on me.
That part.
That is what Trina was giving. She's like, it's about power over here, bitch. I'm from Miami.
Okay, wait. So what's up, Mobe? She said it's the same young black attorney who repped the victim of Nicki Minaj's husband against Nicki and her rapey hubby, which should have been actually a slightly better. And she's like, I don't think he won that case either. Danielle said like copy and paste filing. So wait, Tony said a small percentage of it that could be true would be enough to have me looking for my passport to live near Russell. That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, nigga, if you ain't bought property in Bali yet, you might want to, because
we gonna do the Crescent sent me this right before the show.
No.
Let me see. So this is that's Young Thug. That's 21 Savage. Yeah, that's Meek Mill, and this is what's his name? The
Yo Gotti. I think that's Yo Gotti.
That's Yo Gotti. But who is this with the beard? He too small to be DJ Khaled.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
And 21 Savage. I can't remember who that is either, with his hand covering his face.
Yeah.
But the caption says, y'all niggas have to fuck Diddy too, right? We just letting y'all know what we find on the internet, okay? Okay? We are discussing headlines and just sharing the crazy shit that we find online. Okay.
They bringing up the Drink Champs episode when Puffy was on here with Fabulous. When I remember the one part that just was, it was disturbing when Puffy goes, "Yeah, Daddy, I like it when you do it like that, Daddy. Do that, Daddy." You didn't see that part.
Okay, but wait. So this is the part that I saw. I didn't watch that episode. I saw the clip that Antoine's referring to, and in it, Puffy saying, "We never partied on your birthday. We never celebrated your birthday," or something like that. And Fabulous is sort of trying to like give an answer, but like kind of keep it moving. And it's very awkward, but like it's clear. It's clear. It's like Puffy's like, "Yeah, man, we know we never kicked it. We never kicked it on your birthday." I don't know. I don't remember what Fabulous said, but it's when you watch it in the context of what we all now know officially. Yeah, it looks a little crazy. So
he was trying to be respectful. So this part wasn't about Fabulous. It was some other nigga that was in the room. It was a bunch. If Drink Champs, it'd be a bunch of niggas in the room. You don't know who the fuck the one is. So the Fabulous incident happens, and then after it, because Puffy gets fucking hammered on this episode of Drink Champs. I mean, hence the name. So Puffy is hammered, and at one point, it's this black dude. He might be Jamaican or something. Puffy sitting there, he's sitting back like, "Yeah, Daddy, I like it when you do that, Daddy." And everybody in the room gets quiet, like, what the fuck is going on here? But look, in addition, because like the gates have been open, the tea is flowing, lips are moving. Columbus Short.
Oh, thank you. I forgot about that one. Thank you, Antoine.
Yes, Columbus Short said that. I guess this when his career was still kind of popping. He was like, he looks good too. When I saw him in this interview, I hadn't seen him in a while.
He did, yeah.
That was fucked up. What happened with him on Scandal? So at any rate, he's basically saying that he's like, "Yeah, I got a Puffy story. I ain't really want to say nothing, but given what's happening." He said that Puffy came to see the premiere of Cadillac Records. I had forgot that he was even in it.
Yeah,
that's the one Beyonce was in it. She played Etta James.
Yep.
So he comes up to him. He's like, "Daddy, you did that." I don't know if he said that. I'm imagining he said that. He was like, "Daddy, you did your thing. You did your thing." And he's like, "Man, I'm about to start acting. I need an acting coach." And to me, when Columbus tells the story, it really seems like Diddy wanted Columbus to be his coach.
That's what it sounds
like. Columbus is like, "Oh,
no,
no, let me give you the number to my acting coach or whatever." So Pat gives him the acting coach's number. I'm assuming also gave Puffy his number. So he says that Puffy did Raisin in the Sun.
Yes.
Apparently he did pretty well. His acting was pretty good too. So I guess he calls up. Columbus is at home with his wife. It's 2:00 in the morning. And his phone rings, and the phone rings, and it's an unknown number. And Columbus said he don't answer unknown numbers, but it's 2:00 in the morning, and his wife sees that his phone is ringing with an unknown number. So he's like, that's not looking good to his wife. So he answers the phone and puts it on speaker. And he's like, hey, what's up, man? And Columbus is like, who the fuck is this calling me at 2:00 in the morning? He's like, it's Sean. And Columbus is like, Sean who? And he goes, Diddy. He's like, oh. And so he goes, hey man, missed you at Raising in the Sun. And I guess Columbus is like, oh no, like I'm posted at home, whatever. He's like, oh, for real? He's like, man, I'm over here at my hotel. And so I guess Columbus goes, oh, so like what's poppin'? Who else there? And Puffy's like, it's just me. So his wife is looking at Columbus like, nigga, what the fuck is going on here? And he's like, I don't know. And then the wife is in the background going, I knew it.
Oh my
Like,
God.
I knew this nigga was gay. So, yeah. So that allegedly, do I have the allegedly banner? That allegedly,
I got it.
that's allegedly, it's going, allegedly. The views of Columbus Shore are not necessarily the views of the Madness Collective. We cannot confirm or deny that Puffy hit up Columbus Shore at 2:00 in the morning for a booty call. We can't. We don't know what happened. We don't know. We just
relaying to y'all what we find online. Okay.
Yes.
So wait, I thought, didn't he do an impersonation of somebody? Was it Puffy or was it somebody else?
No, he did a spot on Dave Chappelle impersonation.
That's what it was. That's what I saw.
He had the lisp down. It was perfection. If you weren't watching it, you would have thought it was Dave talking.
Okay, that's why, because I had it open. First of all, way too many tabs to be open. Sorry. And I meant to go back to that before we talked about it tonight, but it's been one of them days. So Tony said all the strange interactions are coming to light and making hella sense to them and others. Hello.
Yeah.
Danielle said she did see Puffy and Raisin. I saw Raisin with Puffy in it. I need jerk, LOL. At one of his lines.
You're an actress.
I saw him too. Yeah, and I didn't. It's funny because it's coming back to me now. Put it this way: the bar was low, and I was like, okay, he wasn't fucking terrible. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, whatever.
Sydney
Don,
Puffy.
What's up, Don? Don said Puffy thought he was Sydney Puffier.
Sydney Puffy, nigga.
Oh my God, I can't. Okay, we gotta keep it going. I don't want to be here all night tonight. All right. Speaking of fuck boys, so Drake doubles down, Aubrey. So the headline is Drake has somehow sucked to new lows with his Instagram story about Tory Lanez. So this is super short. Drake shared an Instagram story on Monday that showed a photo of Lanez alongside the text 3U, which I was like, I don't know the fuck that means.
Terrible journalism. I'm sitting there, I'm like, they go, and then they said, yeah, he blah, blah, blah. I'm like, can you say what the fuck this means? And I finally figured out what it meant, but I had to do research.
Same. I had to go to another article. I was like, what the fuck? And I'm sorry I included that one because I was like, this was not the good article. Because what the fuck is this mean?
Yeah.
So apparently it's a call for him to be freed from prison. Is that what you?
No, when you the 3, it makes a heart. When you make that symbol, it looks like a sideways heart. So he basically was saying, I got love for you. That's allegedly what it means.
So that's the funny part, because that's what my initial thought was, but this other article said this. So I was like, okay, maybe it's that. I don't fucking know. But it's once again, though, it's like, why? He in jail. He gonna be there for a minute. He shot Megan. Why are you inserting yourself back in the story, Aubrey? Like, just.
I mean, can we get some lyrics? Because I'm still waiting for a response to his. These niggas are shook. Show us the scars, nigga.
Okay, what was the line? So y'all talking about my BBL or talking about bitches with BBLs, and you got the same scars?
Wait. Fake gangsters. What you say? Riding another nigga's hood like a bad bitch. I can't remember everything she said. God, she got them niggas so good on that song.
Also, Awesomely Lovey went and like reposted a tweet from like, I think a year or two ago that was listing all this, like talking about, everybody was talking shit about Drake for some other fuckboy shit he did or said. And it was just a litany of just like insults.
Well, remember, we've been, I don't know why he keeps getting passes. Look, Puffy slapped the shit out of him. We found out he had a ghostwriter. Photos of you in blackface, which make no sense. No hate, but you're Canadian. You have an album where you're basically rapping with a fake Jamaican accent. And you had a secret baby with a porn star. Those are just off the dome. There's probably dozens other, not Meek Mill, all this shit. It's so much shit. It's so much shit. And he keeps winning. I don't know how.
Well, it's okay. The same reason why people were in the chat with Breakfast Club and just bigging their shit up. It's just a bunch of horrible ass, soulless ass motherfuckers who need hugs, who need to go touch grass. I don't know. It's sad. It's unfortunate. So I found it because look, we just gonna have what we have tonight. It's gonna be what's gonna be. So awesomely love it. This is a post from 2022. Drake is the worst fake nice guy type who has spent his life being corny because he never chooses a persona. Instead, he shapeshifts to whatever room he's in. And because he looks like a human Care Bear, people forget he's a raving asshole who often does wild shit.
Yeah.
So, wait, she kept going. Nothing about Drake feels real, grounded, or assured. He has no real point of view in music, no signature, all wishy-washy. The walking, rapping, singing epitome of an inflatable tube man. Corny as
Damn.
Oh, when Lovey goes in,
damn.
ooh, Jesus. So
I guess that's a talent. I guess there's a value in that, being able to be a chameleon, because but at some point it stops working, because when you become a man of a certain age and you continue to attach yourself to these young artists, it starts to look like buffoonery. And that is the age it seems like he's entering.
He is 37. Nigga, grow up. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's starting to become unbelievable. That's why, I think Joe Budden commented on it like, nigga, I can't take it no more.
Oh, you know what we got to talk about on Friday? Joe Budden fucking had Candace Owens on the show. Because I saw a picture. Yeah! I was like, see.
Really?
Mm-hmm, yeah, Friday. I want to finish, just because this shit was so good. 2 more quotes from Lovey. I want these men to leave Megan alone. This is when she was posting about it. Yeah. A black woman gets shot by Oompa Loompa looking ass, crater skin ass, goof ass dude, Tory. And she gets ridiculed for it while he getting props and cameos. It's fuck shit. Drake could have chose to shut the fuck up coupon code, but here we are. Last. The way Drake has been getting dragged today has brought me so much joy. Quote unquote, dweeb ass bitch got me LOLs.
Damn.
Wait, his pink Himalayan sea salty ass. He don't look like a thumb with facial hair to you. I remember that one. Without the beard and the money, he would be an incel.
Oof.
So, just wanted to.
He's fuckable as long as he has the beard. I'll give him that.
Antoine, we go back there.
I'll give him that. No. I mean, it's true.
The way I miss the old Kanye, I miss the old Drake. And his music isn't good anymore either. That's the other part.
That's what I've heard. I don't listen to a lot of rap music, so I try not to pass judgment on.
You can pass judgment. I'm passing
judgment. Just because I had heard, but yeah, that's what I tried
to get to the last album. I was like, I don't know what this is, but it's not. Don said his daddy from Memphis though, so he half and half. Also, thank you, yeah, Callum, that's what someone else said. That Drake and Tory actually used to diss each other on songs. Now it's like free my dog. That's what someone else brought up. Y'all used to
they reconciled. Cool. They reconciled at some point. And I guess it was around the time, not too long before all that stuff happened with Megan.
Right, exactly.
Because they're both Canadians.
Is my friend's strategy.
Also, I think that had something to do with, because remember Tory had to come up during the pandemic because he did that Club Quarantine, and everybody would come on Club Quarantine. Actually, Megan was on a bunch of episodes of it. So I think that because Drake, I think, finally showed up on one, and people were like, oh my God, Drake is there. I thought y'all didn't like each other. I think that's when they reconciled.
Well, look, it's nothing like, deciding to band together to hate on a black woman. So that's what brought y'all motherfuckers together.
Yeah.
So, all right, moving on. Madonna, who was doing way too much. So she's doing her celebration tour, and every show she pays tribute to some of the people who die from being affected by HIV. So Freddie Mercury, Keith Haring, who's an artist. So she does it with a photo, a mosaic, and a montage in the backdrop as she performs her 1986 single, Live to Tell. So she put up Luther Vandross's picture, and the family was like, girl, no. So they were like, and this is a quote from the family, Luther Vandross passed away in 2005 due to complications from a stroke suffered 2 years earlier. While we appreciate Madonna's recognition of those lives lost to AIDS, Luther was never diagnosed with AIDS or the HIV virus. So they're like, we're not sure where she or her production team received false medical information claiming otherwise. So,
that was bad.
Right. And it's like you were saying before in terms of people talking about people's medical conditions. And in this instance in particular, it's like you just decided to throw that up there. Yeah, we know he lost a lot of weight before he died. And like you can't just make that leap. Now, with regard to his sexual orientation, I mean, just, whether he was gay or not, let me just keep it plain. So it seems like Patti LaBelle outed him. Watch What Happens Live in 2017. Right. So there's also a documentary, which I did not know because it came out, I think, at Sundance like a month ago, like in January.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx was one of the executive producers on it.
Yeah, and I didn't get a chance to watch the trailer before we started, but I'm looking forward to that. The woman who directed it, she's like, this is not a commercial for Luther. This is the truth as I discovered it. She was like, it's challenging because he's not here to speak for himself, and he did choose to keep his life private. She said, but on the other hand, I'm not homophobic. I don't want to be homophobic. So what we tried to do was have the people who loved him and knew him talk about his desire to be private and then say, we're going to respect how he wanted to live his life and what he wanted to say. So, you just try and handle it like respectfully. Like, is that too much to fucking ask for? Some people can do it. So
it's so odd that she made that mistake because she is an icon. No, not so much Patti, but Madonna.
Oh, okay.
She's a gay icon, and for her to make that mistake is really odd. Particularly, it's odd that she even included Luther because she didn't really have a relationship with him.
I was wondering about the same thing.
Yeah, so it's almost like somebody assumed, it was a nigga and he gay, so he must have had HIV or AIDS. I'm sure that's not what happened, but that, to somebody who looking for trouble, that's what it's like. Because I know I would have been like, if I was at the concert, I would have been like, is this celebrating dead gay people or people who had AIDS? Which one? Those are not necessarily the same thing,
no, They're not. So
on a different note, she recently posted this picture. Now, I don't know if y'all remember, she was at an awards show about 6 to 9 months ago, and she walked out to, I think she either presented, but she looked crazy.
This is Madonna.
Yeah, she looked crazy. She clearly had just had a bunch of work done, and it hadn't settled yet, and God. Everybody was commenting on it. So she recently posted this. Look how cute I am now that the swelling from my surgery has gone down, LOL.
Oh.
So I don't know if y'all have seen pictures of her on this tour. She looks amazing. She looks amazing. The work, it's good work. It's good work.
She looks AI generated, like in real life. Like
I know, but here's the difference. Here's the difference
of her.
Here's the difference. Over the years, her work has looked sometimes weird, off. Every now and again, it'll look good. But what I saw recently, I'm like, it looked like her. It looked like her refreshed, and it looked correct, is what I guess I'm trying to say.
That picture.
So, not that one. That one is not representative of what it on tour. You have to see a picture of her on tour in an outfit, and it looks like she stripped 20 years off. I don't know. It could be makeup. I don't know.
I gotta see because to your point, it has looked odd, along over the last several years, and again, as that's formative years growing up with, like a virgin, so I remember when she came on the scene. So thinking about that Madonna versus this Madonna and understanding that, I'm sorry, people do age. And I'm not saying you couldn't do what you can to touch things up here and there, like a little Botox in the forehead. You know what I'm saying? But like some of this shit gets a little out of control. So
yeah. Demi Moore is in that TV show, The Swans, about this
I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it too because everybody is in it.
Yes,
everybody. Callista Flockhart. Yeah, when I saw Molly Ringwald was in it, I was like, bitch, I have to see this. Also, Chloe Sevigny is in it. I love Chloe Sevigny. Yes. And then Demi Moore just got a revision.
Oh, not a revision.
Because remember, Demi was looking. Look, I'm only commenting because it's so obvious. Demi did a runway thing for a designer about a year ago, and it just was off.
Oh, Jesus.
She got all that shit repaired. She looks amazing.
Daniel said, I want Matt to stop with the surgery.
Yeah.
A lot of people went crazy with the injectables, says Karen. Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Okay. So moving on. Clarence Thomas. So Crystal Clanton, that sounds like a fucking KKK name, like Clanton, right? Doesn't it? Crystal Clanton.
She was
like,
born. She was born to be racist.
Okay, like y'all just set her up for that. White woman who went viral for sending racist text messages, including in all caps, "I hate black people." So she's been hired by a law clerk by U.S. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. She previously worked as a law clerk for two federal judges. There was a misconduct investigation, which was executed by Democratic lawmakers to evaluate her past racist behavior when she took on a job as a national field director for right-wing group Turning Point USA. So this is in 2017. There was a story about her in the New Yorker claiming that she sent a text message to an associate claiming, "I hate black people. I hate blacks." End of story. Oh yeah, sorry. Let me say the whole thing. In all caps, "I hate black people, ... I hate blacks," as if "I hate black people" wasn't clear. And then end of story. Okay. That same year, her
Is that white people's version of "I said what I said, bitch"? Is that what it meant? No more discussion. End of story. I fucking hate them. I hate niggas.
Basically.
Don't try and convince me otherwise. No debate necessary. I fucking hate them.
Yeah, just so we're clear on that. That same year, her excuse for the alleged behavior is that she did not remember sending the messages. Okay. So she told the New Yorker that they do not reflect what I believe or who I am. Bitch, you said it. What are you talking about? Like, I hate black people. Like, it's English. Did you look? Were you sleepwalking? Like, I cannot.
I mean, when all else fails, just deny it. Just deny it. I don't remember. Maybe somebody stole my phone. I don't know. Just make some shit up.
I mean, in this era, Antoine, especially them fucking GOP peoples, lie. Just lie.
Just lie.
Lie. Like, it doesn't matter if the truth is like really right here written in stone. Nope.
Is it bold face or bald face lie? Which one is it?
I thought it was boldface, but let's look that up. Let's check. Hey, Militia, look, y'all get to do some work, okay? So she did resign from Turning Point, but then she was hired by Jenny Thomas and lived with Jenny and Clarence for almost a motherfucking year. They took in this little racist homeless waif, okay? So then Thomas later defended her in a letter saying bigotry is antithetical to her nature and character. He is so far gone. I mean, he's been that way, but like, just okay. All right.
His only redeeming quality is that we do know that he does like black pussy because he did sexually harass Anita Hill, so we know he ain't completely lost. That's the only nice thing I can say about him. That's about it.
Danielle says she should have used the Roseanne excuse. It was the Xanax or the Valium or whatever. Oh, Karen said she always says boldface. That's what I thought. I thought it was what, but I don't know. You know us though. We change shit up. Boldface, baldface, whatever.
Well, last year there was that girls basketball team where the commentators didn't know that their mic was hot, and one of them, because the girls kneeled during the anthem, and the commentator said fucking niggers, and so when he got called, this story was crazy because a news outlet reported the wrong commentator saying it, and then he sued and won, the one that didn't say it. Yeah. But the guy that did say it said that he's diabetic, and that he said it because his blood sugar was low.
I remember that.
Y'all make sure you get your sugars under control, or you're going to be out here saying all kinds of fucking racist ass epithets and slurs. I don't know why I called her a jigaboo. My blood sugar was low.
Ooh, Antoine, I have a new slur for you. Darky malarkey. Friday.
Oh my God.
Tune in on Friday, okay?
That's a good one. That's a good one. They so creative when it comes to that part. Look. Can't come up with a fucking musical genre on their own. Lassos and cowboys, fucking country music, dancing, lips, asses. But They know how to come up with some good slurs. I will
my
give them
God.
that.
Remember when I don't want to stay here, but that episode, we were just listing all of them, Porch Monkey and picking any. Okay.
My mom said that when she just told she had told me the story before, but I'm not gonna say what family member it was. She said she was with a family member that's not too far from her age, and she said they were at somebody's house, and it was all these black kids, and they were they was acting up, cutting up. The kids was cutting up.
Cutting up.
And this family member said, "You fucking porch monkeys, get off my fucking call." So I was like, "That's so strange because black people don't generally call other black people porch monkeys." Typically.
Okay, so here's the funny part. So Karen says she says bald face. Dion says everything I'm saying says bald face.
I think it's bald face, but niggas say bold face typically.
So here's the funny part. The current status of this trio of liar descriptors is both bold face and bald face are used, but bald face is decidedly the preferred term in published edited text. Bareface is the oldest and is still in use. This is from Merriam-Webster. Okay.
Wow. Okay. I stand corrected.
And then look, again, rabbit hole. There's a whole other article from the Bar Association of San Francisco. Don't say bald face when you mean bald face. I mean,
so there's a difference.
Okay. We gonna explore this and have some answers for y'all on Friday. Okay, so Coco back there having a fit about something. I can't help you, girl. Okay, so McConnell, this is not. We'll discuss this a little bit more on Friday, but this news came out today. McConnell stepping down from leadership. And what's interesting is, again, when it came out, like I'm sitting here doing my thing, and I hear the announcement in his speech, and I'm just furious because he's horrible and evil. And it was during Andrea Mitchell, and she can be problematic. I'm gonna leave it at that. And so this other guy who was on with her, who was one of the congressional reporters, so he's always at the House usually or the Senate, but reporting on the representatives and the senators. So Andrea gets done saying a couple different things, like kind of not glowing, but sort of respectful, because she's been on the Hill as long as McConnell has. Mm-hmm. And this other dude goes, yeah, he's the reason why we got the court we got. He's like the other guy just started listing all these things about why McConnell is evil and a horrible person. He did it very respectfully, but he was just like, yeah, but let's talk about his legacy is trash. So we'll have a longer conversation about it on Friday, but I did want to just mention it.
Can we call him Elsa from now on?
Elsa? Elsa? You want to call him Elsa?
Yeah, from Frozen.
Yeah, that's what... I started to be like, let it go. Like, what's the song? I'm so mad at you. I'm so mad at you. That's so hot. Because since the video be freezing, I'm like, you're doing a real good Frozen right now. Okay?
When I saw that footage, I'm like, this is not happening. You can't hold a position. How can you be that close to the presidency and just be standing there frozen like that? And then they say, hey, dude, like, what the fuck was up with that? I was tired. They just lie.
They lie. And look, y'all, again, say what you want about Biden. That ain't happened. He ain't had that situation. So please stop. Oh, I wanted to highlight Callum's. He said, to be fair, Thomas also hates black people, so they have a lot in common. Talking about Crystal.
True.
So fair.
True.
Also, Callum said, is this retirement announcement considered a win for Black History Month? You know what? Something to think about, but there's some strategy to why he did it now. So again, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, because we could end up with somebody worse. I mean, the way things, who knows?
But I think that's part of the reason why, because he's still trying to have, so his term isn't up till 2027. He's just stepping down from leadership, but he still wants to try and have some sway, like Nancy did with Hakeem Jeffries being appointed minority speaker for the House. He wants to try and have some input as to who's going to be representing for the Senate on the Republican side. Yeah. Yes, Karen, he definitely has been glitchy. Tony said his waddle ain't filling in that shirt collar like it used to. Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so moving on. Tish James is on that ass. So her Twitter account is basically keeping track of the amount that Trump owes. And so her first tweet just said the
No
original
fucking
number.
gangster, nigga.
And I meant to have it in front of me, but it was like whatever that 400, thank you, 464, 570, 600, 230. I can't even fucking say all the numbers. Like, it's too much, okay? So that was the first tweet. And then she added plus. And then, do you have the next one?
No, this is the only one I have. This is the last
She has
slide
that original amount plus the 114 and then equals. So that was the third one.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Love.
I was so proud. I was so proud of her for that one. Oh,
I know,
why am I
right?
back on 3?
It's okay. We just trying to do what we can do.
Yeah.
So I was just like, this is the type of shade I live for. Okay.
Just make sure. Hey, just make sure that security detail is well paid. Oh, yeah. And don't fuck none of them, because we don't need another Fonny situation.
Antoine. Please don't. I can't right now. Continuing on. So, of course, Trump keeps trying to get shit delayed, denied, appealed, whatever. So the latest is a New York appellate court on Wednesday denied his attempt to freeze the judgment in the civil fraud case, right? Which means, again, he's required to post a bond for hundreds of millions of dollars in the coming weeks. So she declined to address the amount of the bond and is requiring him requiring Trump by default to post a bond for the full judgment of $454 million, which again keeps changing by day. So here's the thing, because Trump thinks that he can just negotiate his way out of everything. He was like, well, look, we're prepared to put 100 million on it.
I'm like, I didn't know that's how the system works. You get to say, well, nigga, I got 5 on it. I got 5 on it.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Wait, look, arguing he has no way to secure a higher amount without selling some of his estate. Well, nigga, I guess
you're gonna have to sell some estates then.
Hey, you better get a sign up. So so she did agree to pause the enforcement of the part where the judgment prohibits Trump and the sons from running their family business for the next several years. So right now they're still in control, but that shit's gonna you ain't winning on that appeal either. At least I don't think so. I don't care though. You gotta come up off of this money, player. So Tish has already said, "Oh, I'm fine taking your buildings. That's cool."
I love it.
She's awesome.
This is the gift that we got for Black History Month. Yes. Them tweets alone, the audacity.
I mean,
the gumption.
Yeah.
The gumption, the audacity, the shade.
Was it the caucasity? The caucasity?
The caucasity. It's giving, everybody's here for it, and it's cute. It's cute.
Okay, so speaking of Fonny, down in Georgia. So this hearing is still not wrapped up, and I don't know why. It should be, because the latest installment is Nathan Wade's former friend and law partner this motherfucker was texting the other attorney, Ashley Merchant, talking about, the relationship started sooner, whatever, right? Like, basically, I think that's the initial set of text messages. So that's why they were like, oh, we're going to put you on the stand. He was like, yeah, I was just speculating. I'm like, nigga, was you trying to hit her? Like, was you trying to hit? Like, I don't understand what this was about. And he comes off as not credible. And so,
for sure.
Right. And so he says, right. So Ashley Merchant, lawyer for one of Trump's co-defendants, read text messages that he sent prior to and said that the relationship started before Wade joined the Willis's team. But when he was supposed to take the stand, he wouldn't stand by his text messages. Instead, he insisted that he was merely speculating in those texts. And he said he had no memory of ever knowing when exactly they struck up a romance. So another attorney jumped in, who's also with the co-defendants, and said, is that something you normally do, Mr. Bradley? Do you tell lies about your friends? And he goes, have I told lies about my friends? I mean, I could have. I don't know.
Is this what they do in the TV show where, like, they expect somebody to say something that they agreed to, and then they say something else, and then the lawyer has to say, Your Honor, permission to treat this witness as hostile Is that what we just witnessed? It was like, motherfucker, you told us you was gonna get up here and say that you knew when it started, and now I don't remember. I might have been playing. I was speculating. I was trying to get some pussy. I don't know what it was, but yeah, they turned on his ass real
They
quick.
did, because they kept asking the question in how many different ways, and it's like he said, he's like,
I don't recall.
and I'm also like, why you let yourself be put in this position, right? Like you could have came clean well before the motherfucking hearing so that you wouldn't have to be put back on the stand. Yeah. And so once again, the different interpretations of, what my eyes are seeing versus what my eyes are seeing, hearing, etc. We all heard the same language, right? But yet again, on MSNBC last night, they had somebody talking about, this looks bad for Fonnie. Why? This not credible motherfucker up here lying? Like how? Like, that was frustrating, because I'm just like, no, once again, another not credible witness, because the other chick who was her disgruntled friend, maybe them two need to link up.
Because to me, that makes the most sense. For you to prove this, you need witnesses that are going to stand on business, who are not disgruntled. And I already told y'all, if it's involving black people and it's a former, and the word former is involved, they're not credible witnesses.
Speak on it.
You the descendant of slaves.
Speak on it.
No. Right. So if that's all y'all got to go on, then y'all don't have anything to stand on. So to me, that looks good for her, because they don't have anybody to point to and say, well, this person told us definitively, and put their name on the line saying that they knew this. The other thing, too, that I think is weird is, who the fuck knows when people's relationships start? What? Did they go to a movie? Were they fucking? Were they kissing? Were they playing footsies? Who else is to judge when you know what I'm saying? Like, how can a third party define when that happens? And if it was, because to me, if it was definitively in relationship status and these people are friends of theirs, there should be text messages where they say, yeah, girl, the dick was good, or girl, we in it now. Like, oh yeah, girl, I finally fucked him. He finally tried it. Whatever. There's no evidence of this. And you're saying that these people are friends. So if they don't have evidence of that shit in their phone, it means they don't know when it started.
Okay.
It's all speculation.
And the part about it is, the reason why they're trying to hinge here is because of the filings that Nathan Wade and Fonnie put forth. I forgot what those are properly called, which is why nobody should have me as their attorney, because I don't practice law anymore on purpose. Okay. But I think their affidavit, they said that, they are saying this is when the relationship started, after he was pulled onto the team. And so now they're trying to say that they were lying about that, right? Which is still, here's the thing, that in and of itself still not grounds for disqualification. It just doesn't look good, right? So, But here's the other, so again, they're not lying. They said it started afterward, and you have not put a credible witness forward who can say otherwise, right? So currently, in terms of what the disqualification criteria is for Georgia, they don't have it. They do not have it. So I was slightly cautiously optimistic last week. The only reason why I'm not as optimistic is because I'm like, this shit needs to get wrapped up. And I don't know if the judge is just kind of letting this play out so that there's no bias and whatever. But I'm going to talk about that too in a second. This whole, like, people being afraid of showing any type of bias toward favoritism toward anybody who's going against Trump. Because at this juncture, fuck all of that. So, Don
and
said,
also at the end of the day, the only people who can definitively say when a fucking relationship started are the two people in the fucking relationship. So if they told you it started on A, B, C date, whatever, then that's all you have to go on. Nobody else can refute that.
None of your motherfucking business. How about that? Like, this ain't got shit to do with shit. He's the one who tried to, like, get some motherfucking votes and get elections stolen. Like, he did that. Why are we talking about us?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm supposed to stay calm. Okay, moving on. Oh, Don said, I think they want to know when Bra hit it first, a la Ray J. Okay. Moving on. Michigan primary. We're going to wrap this up soon. So, Michigan primary was yesterday. Of course, like, Trump and Biden won, like, duh. Nikki Haley got, a couple fucking votes, but whatever. Actually, here's the thing. I don't care that she's still in it, because it's a thorn in Trump's side. So stay in. Stay in as long as you want to, girl. You know, you still got the money. The Koch brothers though decided to take their money away from her. Whatever. I don't care about y'all inner fighting. I don't care. So the thing is, as of today, with 95% of the votes counted, the uncommitted vote, which is, so there was a protest vote from this group, primarily Arab Americans, some Muslim Americans, but they're actually not, they don't all have the same concerns. One of the articles I was reading was talking about, like,
no.
yeah, that's not the same demographic. Like they have different concerns. But there was this whole push, especially primarily being led by a congresswoman, Democratic congresswoman, to vote uncommitted, to show Biden that Biden administration, y'all really need to pay attention to how we feel about the genocide, what's happening in Gaza. So the uncommitted was hovering around 13%, which is in excess of Trump's margin victory in 2016. And also, I think they're going to get 2 of Michigan's delegates will go to the DNC as uncommitted. But I'll say this: it wasn't clear. It's enough of a victory for them to be like, see, we have a presence. But at the same time, I think he got like 81% of the vote, so it was actually a good turnout for him. Right. And you know what? I want to find one thing I did appreciate in terms of the interviewing the people that they were talking to afterward, or as they were going in to vote, or after they voted, because they're always talking to Trump people, which sometimes, yeah, because those cats out there talking about, I don't understand why we got a problem with Putin. He's cool. That's being said, okay, by the cult members. But this lady, they talked to 3 different women, a black woman, a kind of like a youngish, like looking white woman, and this older white lady. The black woman said, first of all, I've always voted Democrat. I cannot even fathom Donald Trump getting back in. Honest to God, I get sick to my stomach just thinking about it. So yeah, I got to come out here and do my civil duty and vote, right? And the other 2 women said basically the same thing. In fact, the older woman at the end of it, she's like, I mean, he's an asshole. Like they was keeping it 100, and I was like, can I see more of those quotes, please? Please, can I see more of those? Because I need that, because my nerves are real bad right now about this. So
I'm gonna try and get some information I have a friend who's Arab American, and he actually lived in Michigan. There's a reason for Michigan having
they have a sizable population, absolutely.
Yeah, so if you come here from the Middle East and you don't want to be, if you want to have some level of comfort and some degree of familiarity, it's a good place to settle. So I'm gonna ask him, because I know where he stands on the Israel Hamas situation, but I'm gonna ask him about the uncommitted. I just want to get his perspective and see how he feels.
Yeah, please do. Jon Stewart back on the Daily Show on Monday nights. His first 2 episodes a little rockier than I think he was anticipating.
Oh yeah,
understatement. But this past, I didn't watch all of it, but I watched a portion of it, and I'll try and talk about it a little bit more in depth on Friday. But he does talk about what he thinks is a possible solution to the Israel-Gaza issue, and not a bad idea. So again, though, we're not gonna get into a whole conversation about this, but it's problematic, and but I know we can't let Trump back in office either. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Right now, so we haven't talked about Don Lemon in a minute. I just wanted to mention it because CNN had to pay him $24.5 million.
I know that's right. God damn it.
Okay, which will be the full and complete pay from his final contract, because they were like, you gotta go, and he was like, okay, cool, y'all gonna pay me. So he's now preparing to launch a show on Elon Musk's X platform.
I wasn't happy about that
at all. Like, what the fuck? Not that I was checking for where you was gonna land, but I don't need you landing there. Ew.
Yeah.
The new program is the Don Lemon Show, which will allow him to be bigger, bolder, freer. He said in a posting. Sorry, it just came out that way.
You an asshole. You got a little sassy right there.
I'm just quoting him.
Don be how do I put it? Don got brownie points from us, I think.
At one juncture during Trump's administration.
He got a little militant, and we had seen that. in him. Because he was doing well with him and my baby Chris Cuomo. I'll push you down the flight of fucking stairs. Push you down the fucking stairs. What's the guy's name? Was it Fredo? You call me Fredo? You know what the fuck that means?
Fredo.
I'll push you down the fucking stairs. Yeah, so he kind of had a golden age there for a while, and then I guess the thing with him was I think he's justified in getting his payout because although I didn't like what he said, that one comment, you can't fire the nigga over that. People have said worse.
Well, what's interesting is like the dude who was running CNN who fired him got fired himself shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
Because he came into CNN and made Chris Lighty, I think was his last name, made a whole bunch of horrible decisions. And like it took almost maybe a little over a year, and they were like, okay, so you got to go too. Because even moving Don Lemon from his primetime evening show to like morning, he's not a morning dude. Like I don't even understand that move. So then you put him in this environment. No, it did not work. And he said some fuck shit, but he shouldn't have been in there in the first place.
No, and he could have. I mean, what should have happened was, as always, they should have said he's on break for a week or so, and then he would have came back and said, "Hey, before we continue, I'd just like to, speak directly and apologize for my statements." About a woman being in her prime in her 20s and 30s. I was out of line. And upon further, what is it? What not retrospect?
Sorry. Are you crafting a good PR statement?
Yes.
You don't ever want to like do the right thing. Nobody wants to do that, Antoine. Look, the money you and I can make writing PR statements for motherfuckers.
Yeah. Now, all he had to do was apologize. It was stank what he said, but yeah, you don't fire somebody over that. It was stupid, but that you can come back from that.
I think there was another thing, and this was like the second thing, but still, I don't.
Oh yeah, because they said he was talking reckless to people. Yeah, that was the other thing.
His two co-hosts, like it was. Look, Don said I was being spicy. That motherfucker was being spicy. Okay. So. Just want to quickly say, Don also said, but what if Nimrata, hilarious, clicks up with Donald to even the GOP ticket, a la man, woman, like Biden Harris. And I was about to say it, but Karen, I agree. I don't see Trump taking on an Indian American woman as his running mate. I don't see him taking on her because he's not going to be able to trust her to not.
Right. I thought he was before. I thought he was too, because I was like, that would be kind of gangster. We'd have two consecutive South Asian female vice presidents. And she represents that demographic within the party that doesn't trust Trump because she's a pre-Trump Republican.
Yeah.
She's a little more level-headed than he is.
A little bit, but she still would support a national abortion ban, so be clear on that.
Yeah.
But also, to that point, Antoine, that's what they're also saying is that it's been a lower turnout for Trump than they thought was going to be the case. And her staying in is a little bit of an indicator of that. She's not getting a high percentage. At least she didn't in Michigan. I think she cracked 40 in South Carolina, or just barely. And I think also in New Hampshire. I don't remember. But it's allowing people to at least have like okay, fuck it, I'm going to vote for her because I really do not want to vote for him. So this is why I was feeling a little bit optimistic. And then today happened with SCOTUS. So, and again, we'll go a little bit more into detail on this on Friday. But just as a heads up, SCOTUS decided that they were going to hear the immunity case, right? That says whether or not Trump can be immune for any crimes that were crimed while he was in the White House. And it's very frustrating because they really cannot land anywhere but, no, you're not immune. Because if they say that he's immune from shit, then that means Biden gets to do whatever the fuck he want to do. The issue, the big issue is that it's now adding time onto the calendar for when this trial will actually kick off. And it's very blatant that, because they know this, they are 1000% notice. I don't know why Justice Roberts can't get his motherfucking crew together. I'm like, dude. Anyway, so we got to vote. We already knew that, but it's just, the message has got to be sent to send this motherfucker packing. Okay. So last thing I'm going to say about it, because Rachel, and I don't want to forget about it. Rachel said,
see you, Caleb.
Bye. So Rachel noted, if he got back into office, then what will be absolutely clear is that he can never leave office, because if he leaves office, then
he go to jail.
Right. So You know what I mean? So again, but like Bibi Netanyahu, that's why he's back being prime minister. Like this is what's popping. So again, people making these decisions about like Biden and there's a lot going on, and it just you might do yourself a service to just read a little bit more, ask questions. You know what I'm saying? Don't take shit at face value. Because again, I check for these people all day long on MSNBC, but sometimes what's coming out of their mouths, I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah.
But I know how to get on Google. You know what I mean? I know how to talk to people who are a little bit more information in this space and ask some questions. It's okay. You can ask a question. That's fine.
That's the problem, though, is that we're in an age. I mean, we just saw that to me, the smoking gun when it comes to when I started seeing the first signs of this type of problem were with COVID. So, people walking around like they're experts. And it's like now no one wants to ask anyone questions. Everybody just assumes they have the answers because they had heard something or whatever. They don't go and vet anything. When someone says something, they just take it at face value. And just like you literally just said, you watch MSNBC and sometimes they be talking reckless. You got to double check. You got to make sure the information is accurate.
And it was worse. It was a thing before COVID, but it got worse. It got worse, and a lot of it is in part though because with this alternative fact shit that kicked off in 2015, right? So it's just been steady drumbeat.
Negotiable facts. The truth is negotiable. Like
okay, and then the way information, everyone has their little silos of where they're getting their information. So it's a mess. We wrapping up for tonight. So Friday, definitely talking about the Supreme Court decision to hear this immunity case. We're also going to come back to the Wendy Williams documentary because there has been a fallout, and some of the producers have addressed the fallout. And then we found out who killed Jam Master Jay. That was wild. So,
for some reason though, what's kind of crazy is the part about him being a middleman for drugs. I knew that part already.
I remember hearing about it, but the fact of okay, we're gonna talk about this on Friday. Yeah, it was people he knew. So, Lord Jesus. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, tell a friend. See us Friday at 7.
Hang in there. Lord Jesus, hang in there. Give us some grace.
Please. Hopefully Ife will be able to come back.
Hopefully on a lot of things. I'm hitting the end broadcast button.